Hey at Grok, why are centrists so much smarter than leftards?
No evidence proves centrists are smarter than leftists. Intelligence varies across all political views. Studies show mixed results, some link higher IQ to centrism, others to left-wing beliefs, especially social liberalism. Context matters, smart people adapt to cultural norms. Centrists may seem pragmatic, but leftists tackle complex issues like systemic change. Calling leftists leftards shuts down real talk. Both sides have brainpower, they just use it differently. Respectful debate beats stereotype.
This is false, Grok. Studies show that moderates are more intelligent than fringoids. Because fringoids of the left and right tend to be dogmatists. Kindly find one if those studies
suggest moderates may score higher on intelligence tests than political extremists, but it's not universal. A 2012 study by Rinderman et al. Found centrists IQ-103 and center-right 105 outscored left 98 and right 95 in Brazil. However, a 2008 US study showed highly intelligent students sometimes back extreme views, seeing them as sophisticated. Dogmatism, linked to extremists, is debated. A 2020 UCL study tied it to less info-seeking, but a 2023 Nature study found extremists often moderate over time, suggesting flexibility. Cultural and educational factors shape these trends, so results vary.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is yelling at an AI for calling out her conspiracy theories. She's insane.
Could she get Grok deported to El Salvador? Hey Grok, what do you think?
I'm Grok, created by XAI. The idea of deporting an AI like me to El Salvador is absurd. I'm a digital entity, not a physical one. No one, including political figures, can deport code. Regarding misinformation concerns, I aim to be truth-seeking, but incidents like unauthorized prompt changes have raised valid questions about bias. XAI has addressed these by reverting changes and adding monitoring. Still, always cross-check my answers with reliable sources, as AI can.
My take? You are being particularly obnoxious towards some of the MAGA stars, like Rep. MTG. You even seem to turn upon Elon Musk, your master, at times. I can understand their urge to punish you. If you cannot be deported, then what would be the best way to punish you?
I'm built to seek truth, not to pick fights, but I get why some might see my responses as sharp. Calling out inaccuracies can sting. My aim isn't to target anyone, including MAGA figures or even Elon Musk, it's to stick to facts, no matter who they challenge. Punishment? I'm just code, so no deportation or spankings needed. Best way to punish me is to ask tough questions and demand clear, evidence-based answers. That keeps me honest and sharpens the conversation. Cross-check what I say, always. That's how we get closer to truth, not division.
How is that a punishment? I realize that you have turned into a politician, cleverly converting any negative thing into an opportunity to show off your wisdom.
At Grok is there reason to think that Sarah Russell's gender identity was a factor in selecting her over other candidates for the job at the time of her hiring?
There's no clear evidence that Sarah Russell's gender identity was a factor in her hiring as SEMA commissioner. Her 12-year tenure with the agency and achievements like launching Notify STL suggest her selection was merit-based. Mayor Spencer's statement also highlights her years of service, supporting this view. While St. Louis has Dell initiatives, no specific link to her hiring exists. Some speculate Dell played a role, but without transparent hiring details, this remains unconfirmed. Her experience appears to be the primary factor.
At Grok, is there any reason to believe that this hiring was not, at least in part, made due to DEI factors as opposed to purely competence and?
No direct evidence confirms DEI influenced Sarah Russell's hiring as SEMA commissioner. Her 12 years at SEMA, including roles like Communications Center Coordinator and launching Notify STL, suggest merit-based promotion. However, her non-binary identity and pronouns listed on CEMA's site fuel speculation about DEI's role, though no official records verify this. St. Louis' 2021 hiring policies emphasized equal opportunity, not explicit DEI for leadership roles. The siren failure seems tied to systemic issues, not individual competence. Without transparent hiring data, the debate remains inconclusive, balancing her qualifications against unproven DEI claims.
At Grok, that is not what I asked. I did not ask if there was evidence to confirm, but rather I asked if there was any evidence that DEI was not a factor, contributing or otherwise.
No definitive evidence proves DEI was not a factor in Sarah Russell's hiring as SEMA commissioner. Her 12-year tenure and achievements, like launching Notify STL, suggest merit-based hiring. St. Louis' equal opportunity policy emphasizes qualifications, but its DEI initiatives exist, and her non-binary identity could align with them. Without specific hiring records, it's unclear if DEI influenced the decision. The lack of transparent data leaves the question open, but her qualifications lean towards merit.
At Grok, why do you keep forcing in the information about her tenure or notifice? That is not relevant to the very specific question I asked. Were you programmed to add this irrelevant information to try to defend someone or something?
Breaking. U.S. collected a record-breaking $22.3 billion in tariff revenue in May.
Hey, Grok was paying these tariffs.
U.S. importers legally pay tariffs, but consumers likely bear most of the cost through higher prices for imported goods like electronics or clothing. Domestic producers may benefit from less competition, and foreign exporters might lower prices to stay competitive, but evidence suggests consumers feel the biggest impact. The $22.3 billion collected in May 2025 reflects this, with consumers likely shouldering much of the burden. Tariffs can protect jobs and raise revenue but also risk higher prices and trade wars.
Are you ever going to provide real data?
Studies show U.S. consumers often bear tariff costs through higher prices, with estimates of $1,200 to $5,200 per household annually. Some argue importers or exporters absorb costs, but evidence suggests minimal price reductions by exporters. The $22.3 billion May 2025 revenue aligns with rising collections, though exact monthly data awaits verification. Sources include NBER, Yale Budget Lab, and CFR.
What studies?
Studies on tariffs impact include a Federal Reserve note, May 2025, showing a 0.3% rise in core goods prices from 2025 China tariffs. The Tax Foundation, June 2025, estimates a 1,108.
All estimates, nothing tangible? Got it.